Hi again, guys. I'm Sifu Mike. I'm going to teach you one technique today. It's going to be a lead side straight punch. Okay, commonly referred to as the jab. All right, but it's a lead side straight punch. All right. So I'm going to demonstrate how I do this, and then I'm going to talk in detail about these guys. So I do it in 3 ways. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do a lead side straight punch. Jab, okay, and helping me out today is going to be Bob. He's going to allow me to hit him in the face multiple times, as opposed to like a person who doesn't want me to do that at all. All right, they wouldn't be very happy if I hit them in the face over and over and over and over again. But Bob here is made for that kind of stuff, man. That's his whole purpose in life, is to be hit in the face. All right, that's why he has no arms or legs, all face. Anyways, I digress. So my 3 different ways. Starting off, okay, first way, just snapping that, okay, I could do it in 3s, boom, boom, also having this hand down so you can see my face, alright, normally you have your hands up, we're going to talk about that later, boom, boom, alright, that's one. The other one is a twisting motion. Last one is what's referred to as a step jab, okay, you see this a lot in boxing, okay, out here, step in, boom. Alright, so now that I've done them, I'm going to talk about them. First things first, I'm wearing gloves. Alright, these aren't like big poofy gloves to protect your hands and stuff. These are knit gloves just for training. A couple reasons why I'm wearing these things is, one, for the contrast. So you can see my hands a little bit better than everything else. And you can see my thumbs and everything like that, okay? So, want that contrast. Second thing is I have dry skin, man. Just happens. My genetics, alright? I'm not the most genetically sound in the skin area, so like, if I do nothing, my hands will dry out, crack and bleed. Doesn't matter how many times I've been punching. And so I don't want to do that to Bob, even though I am going to clean him. So, wearing gloves, they're there to protect your hands. That's the whole idea behind them. Not to protect the other person that you're hitting, it still hurts. Alright? They're there to protect your hands. Okay, so it's very important, if you've never punched before, get something that protects your hands until you get used to that. Alright? That being said, when you do punch, okay, you're hitting with these top 2 knuckles. Alright? These guys, not these guys. Okay, these bones here in the hand are actually kind of bent a little bit, so like direct impact will cause them to bow and fracture, and it's actually referred to as a boxer's fracture. Alright, so you don't want to do that. You always want to hit with these top knuckles. Now, you want to keep your wrist straight, okay? You don't want to hit and have like your wrist go in or out or whatever like that. Okay, so you learn to keep your wrist straight when you punch, and the best way to learn that is to not wear wrist straps early on. Alright? That's my whole thing, man. I want you to learn how to keep your wrist straight and punch correctly. So I'm not going to have you wear wrist straps early on and punch too hard, because you'll hurt yourself, right? So you got to learn the technique first, man. Then you can wrap it up and hit hard, but you got to learn that technique. That's my opinion, alright? I'm a big fan of wrist straps. I'm a big fan of you doing the technique properly in the first place, man. So it's going to take you a little bit of time to get there. Now, that's my hands, okay? So, also, I'm wearing this pink sash, alright, so the contrast, that way you can see my hips turn. Okay, this is my cancer awareness sash. Cancer is a big thing you need to be aware of. It's huge. So, every year, man, I do a cancer fundraiser, you get pink stuff, and this is my pink stuff. Wearing this for the contrast because my other belts are black, and that doesn't help you at all. I want you to see my hips, okay? So, my straight punch from my lead side, my jab. The first one we're doing is basically just coming straight out and popping that, okay? Again, I'm going to have my arm down so that you can kind of see me. Otherwise, it should be up here. It should be guarding your face, right? And I'd like to have my shoulders hunched up. Okay, if you notice, right, my hand positioning does not change. My shoulders do, okay? And the reason is I like to be hit more in the shoulder than in the face. Okay, that's just me. Right? You punch me in the shoulder all day long. Just don't punch me in the face. That's my money maker, man. Right? It's most people. Right? So keeping the shoulders up, hands are here. Right? I'm keeping my hand down so you can see. And really almost to the point where I can like touch my own eyebrow, my index finger. That's kind of how high they need to be up. They don't need to be like way up here, you know. Just kind of right here for the most part. I mean, theoretically you can have your hands any which way depending on what you want to do stylistically, but for the purposes of like straight boxing, I'm going to protect my face. Okay, I'm going to come out like a rail, come out, in, out, in. What I'm not going to do, when I see a lot of people starting off because they haven't built up these muscles yet, this is going to be more your tricep, keeping the arm up, is that they'll hit and they'll drop. Hit and drop. I call this choo-choo. Choo-choo training, man. I got to choo-choo. Just run through. Okay? Let's not do that, man. You hit, you come straight back. Hit, come straight back. Hit, come straight back. Now, another thing, and you can't see because I'm at in kind of a bladed angle this way, I turn this way, if you notice my elbow is staying inside, I'm not bringing it out. Okay, a lot of people, they do that, okay, especially with the next jab that I'll show you, but starting off, I want to keep it here, right? Even if I'm twisting, I just want to twist. I don't want to wing that elbow out. That's a tell. Okay, you can do that. I've seen some people do that, especially if you're doing like a round punch. Elbow's going to be out, right? Some people, they change in mid-strike and they're like, oh, no, I want to go round. Okay, for the most part, keep that in, keep everything nice and tight. Okay, boom. Right, so I'm just snapping this. I'm just using all arm, not my body. I can just do this over and over again. This is not going to be a very powerful strike. It's going to be a very annoying strike, and so you still want to have that in your repertoire, especially to work these muscles, man. This is going to be a huge workout, just like a timer for a minute, and just sit here and strike, 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 strike like popcorn, just hitting over and over and over again. All right, just going in and out, in and out. So that is my first jab. I will say this, so if you notice my feet, they're not like way out here, like ah, right? The more I have my feet apart, the lower I am, and the more I have to punch up. So Bob's right at my height right now, so I don't have to reach for him. Also, I'm doing this, I'm teaching this from a boxing context, and so in boxing I'm not worried about kicks, not worried about takedown, so I just need to be stable, right? Have my feet pretty much shoulder width apart. I'm not like squared up, okay, where my feet are parallel. I got one a little bit back, alright, but it's still shoulder width apart. I'm kind of pointing my hips that way, not necessarily at my opponent's. Still a little bit bladed, but I'm not using any of my body for this. Next one though, definitely using my body. Feet are still going to be in the same place. This time I'm going to, this is punching range, by the way. If I can touch Bob, this is punching range. You know, you squeeze his face, high five his face, mess his hair up, give him a Vulcan mind melt, that kind of thing. If I'm here, this is my jab range, my punching range. Okay, so if this is kind of vertical, thumb up, right? Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Another reason why I'm wearing these gloves, you can see the contrast in my thumbs, right? So when I actually punch, what I'm not doing is bringing the thumb in first and doing that. This is a good way to injure your thumb. Okay? What I'm doing is bringing my hands in and bringing my thumb across them. Okay? That's one way of doing it. There's also another way where I have my thumb on the side. Okay, this is kind of the kung fu way. Sometimes it's referred to as a thumb up punch, sometimes a combative fist, right? Either way, it's not getting broken, if I sort of saying. You can still, what they tend to do is they go like this and strike. Yeah, so we're not having the thumb inside. So have it on the outside when you punch. Should have mentioned that earlier when I was talking about gloves, right? Anyway, so my thumb is up for the first one, right? It's a vertical fist. For this one, I'm going to have a horizontal fist, so I'm going to twist it over, that twisting motion that I was talking about a little bit ago. Okay, I'm going to twist it over, still kind of aim for the same area. When I do that though, you see I'm here, just by twisting, I get a little bit more distance. Alright, just a little bit, just a little bit. Alright, now what I'm going to do, because that enacts a little bit of my shoulder, so I'm using more of my mass, using more of my body. I'm going to turn now, turning my hips, alright, that uses more of my body. Okay, I'm going to bend my knees and pick this heel, this front heel off the ground. That's going to put more into Bob. You can see Bob's already kind of coming off the ground a little bit here. Alright, so what I'm doing is twisting and coming through. That just gives me way more distance. So instead of punching Bob's face here, right, this is jab range, I'm coming past that, right? I'm now punching something behind Bob. I haven't moved my feet, I've just used more of me, right, in the twisting motion. A couple of key things. When I do this, a lot of people have a tendency of looking away. Alright, don't do that. Alright, so keep an eye on your target as best you can. Just sighting down the barrel of the gun. Boom. Okay, as you turn. And I'm picking that up and doing like the twists, like Elvis Pelvis. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so when I turn, right, I'm basically, whipping your hips, right? I'm going to do it in slow motion. Hips first, that brings the hand out, and then hips come back, that brings the hand back in. Alright, so I'm whipping, boom, and that's going to get more of a altogether snapping motion. Still doing a straight punch, but now I'm using more me, more technique in that, really whipping, I'm punching with my hips, right? Boom, boom, okay? And so, that is my second one, using more of me, right? This is a more of a power shot kind of deal. This will be a much forceful punch. If you want to knock somebody out, this is the one to use, right? This and the other one. I like the other one too. Other one you see is more common, right? The twisting one, not so much. Now, the last one that I teach is still straight punch, man. Still lead side, still a jab, but it's a step jab. So I'm going to be out of range, right? This is in range. This is out of range, okay? Can't touch them at all. So what I'm doing is stepping in and punching. And you see, it gives me even more distance by stepping in. Now what I'm not doing, okay, because I'm back here, what I'm not doing is just moving one foot. Now I can still reach my target. I can still hit Bob. But again, I'm having to punch up. I covered this earlier about the feet, right? If I'm far apart, I'm down low, I'm having to punch up, right? And I can't punch through him. Now watch my hand. I'm not going to move my hand. I'm going to move my back foot. Big difference, okay? Using all of me going forward. My weight, my mass going forward. Boom. Picking that up. What I'm not doing though, and I actually can't do this with Bob because, base, right? Bob got base, is that I'm not stepping through. So it's actually pretty good to train on something like a Bob if you're doing this guy, because you can't like step through, right? I want to keep my hips kind of pointed more on my target. I don't want to come all the way through unless I'm throwing another punch behind it, but that's a whole other video, right? This is just the jab, just a straight punch. Stepping into it though. Bam! Right? Now, the thing is, timing-wise, I want my fist to land when my foot hits the ground. Boom! Boom! Alright? So, the way to work on that's a particular timing issue that instead of just doing the step jab over and over again, one of the things you can do to train that and get a lot of reps in is what I call high knee punches. This is very common in boxing actually. It's a method of training where basically you're running in place, but you're timing your fist coming out when your feet hit the ground. Bam, boom, boom, okay? So, we're practicing that, and when you do this, bam, I'm bringing that back foot up, and I was really wanting to just go through with the cross. Like I said, another video, but it's going to be 1, 2. Alright, what I'm actually also doing there, and I forgot to mention this, is that I land, when this foot lands, this hand is hitting my target. When this foot lands, I bring it back. Okay? So I'm still getting that distance, but I'm getting that snapping motion by bringing the other foot with me, if that makes sense. I'm still moving forward and using my force to go forward when I'm bringing that other foot. Like I said, out of range, bam, I'm here, and I'm just, it's just right there. And if you're doing self-defense, that's also there. Okay, so I'm just stepping into it, using all of me projecting my force forward. Okay, so we got our snapping version, twisting version, and stepping version. 3 ways of doing the same punch, and I totally want and recommend everybody to know those 3 ways and just mix and match, man. It's going to be hard to guess what you're going to be doing if you're just alternating between all these 3. You know, if you're hitting, just pound, pop, and all of a sudden you're like, bam! Or they back up and you're like, boom! I hit them with just all kinds of stuff. So it's good things to know all the different ways of doing everything. Okay, if you know everything that you can do in every situation and everything your opponent can do in every situation, winning is a result. Okay, that's the art of war. 5th century BC, they knew this way back then. Nothing new underneath the sun, man. Just got to know everything, got to learn stuff, and hopefully you did by watching this video. Now, if you like this video, I got a whole lot more at thedragonmethod.com. Okay, thedragonmethod.com, where I go over all the other types of ways that you can punch somebody, or you can kick somebody, or you can throw somebody, or even wrestling, take them down, ground game, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, stick and knife, right, the Filipino styles, all of that at thedragonmethod.com. Okay, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe and share, because I'm always posting stuff all the time on the YouTubes. Alright, so the buttons are somewhere, anywhere, and hope you enjoyed this, man. Like I said, we're doing the jab, 3 ways of doing it. Use your body, be awesome. I want you guys to be awesome. Hope you enjoyed this, hope you learned something. Alright, take it easy, guys.